think must have been in this chair.
So it looks to be one verdict that he's going to get.
Defendant will rise, face the
jury's
jury,
gonna
and
go.
hearken to
Right.
its verdicts.
Let's go. Everyone say a prayer.
State of Wisconsin versus Kyle Rittenhouse.
Heavenly Father, please be with
First
this young
count of
man.
information, Joseph Rosenbaum. We, the jury, find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty.
Yes!
Richard McGinnis. We, the jury, find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty. As to the third count of the information, unknown male, we, the jury, find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty.
Amen.
As to the fourth count of the information, Anthony Huber, we, the jury, find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty. As to the fifth count of the information, Gage Rosekreutz, we, the jury, find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty.
There we go.
To the jury, these your unanimous verdicts.
Look at that
Look at
kid.
him.
Is there anyone who does not agree with the verdicts as
Oh
well?
my God.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Ha, I gotta interrupt that, but yeah. So this is cause for the riots. The riots. I'm sure the rioting and looting is all gonna just start now. So just get ready to have to defend yourself. And now you are allowed to defend yourself, as it should have been always. But this was what was on trial right here, right now. All this past couple weeks has been on trial. You're the right to defend yourself.
Man.
Okay. Okay, folks, your job is done, and we started just about 3 weeks ago.
Oh my goodness.
And I
Pops
told you it
Crowder's
would
being a
last
bitch.
2 weeks and 2 days.
You're not.
3 weeks.
I'm not crying.
I'm not crying. You're crying.
You were
Let me
a
listen to this.
wonderful jury to work with. You were punctual. You were attentive. And the forgotten six over here who had a very difficult job of keeping from discussing the case during the time that they were sequestered as well. All of you, I couldn't have asked for a better jury to work with. And it has truly been my pleasure. I think, without commenting on the verdicts themselves, just in terms of your the attentiveness and the cooperation that you gave to us, this justifies the confidence that the founders of our
Gerald
country
Day just came in
placed
jailed,
in
not
us.
guilty on all
Not
counts.
guilty.
So
I watched. Yeah,
I
incredible.
dismiss you at this time. You're never under any obligation to discuss any aspect of
And
this
if you were
case.
watching a gross violation of traffic laws.
You're welcome to do so
I didn't admit that on camera,
as
did I?
much as you want.
Criminal.
The media have requested, a number of media
Idiots.
sources
The speed
have
was enough.
requested the ability to
They got me on that.
They have been allowed to present presentations to you that you'll get in writing, and it's entirely up to you whether you want to contact them. They are not to contact you.
If you want to do a book deal.
If anyone does contact you and just tell them you're not interested in discussing it, if that's the case, and if anyone persists in doing so, report that to us and it will be addressed. I assure you.
Who's that girl?
Beginning
Bicep
of the
girl?
trial, there was some concern.
I think it may be the family.
There's a
of,
bicep girl?
Information
Well, she's got the
Right.
ear spacers. I don't know.
Safety.
Or the ear.
And I assure you that we will
I mean-
do every measure to ensure that is your concerns are addressed and respected.
Yes, I get a lot of news from Crowder.
I'm going to talk to you for just a minute, not about anything to do with the case, but just about that sole issue. And you, as I say, you're welcome to discuss the case as little or as much as you want. Any questions, anybody? Thank you so much. And,
Yeah, can we send him back out to protect the
you're-
courthouse right now?
You're
Right.
eligible for service. It would be my pleasure to work with
Thank
you.
God.
Thank you.
I want the judge right now to pull what was it, Darren, what's the name of the dad in Christmas Story? Darren, Darren McGavin. I want him to now go to Kyle. Wait, what's that over there? Behind the jury bench. What is it? Go take a look. He pulls out his, wow, 15. putting in the rounds. Careful, they run all over.
I had one when I was a kid.
I had one when I was a kid. I was 8 years old.
Oh, I'm so relieved.
I know.
Oh, thank
I
you.
literally
Lord.
had
thank
YouTube
God.
TV on my phone in the car. I dropped my friend off at a street corner and said, "You got to walk
Like,
back." And
get
I
out of
kept
here.
looking.
And well, I don't know, guys. Do we want to celebrate and then do our recap, or do we want to recap and then?
I don't know. I think everybody wants to celebrate.
All right, okay.
Yeah,
Well, let's
in
bring in the
world.
celebration here,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna do a recap. You guys can hit like and you can retweet. Sorry,
We have a celebration?
we do have a
a
celebration.
little bit.
Here. Look, guys, this is important because, yeah. Sorry, I just missed our guys here. We have our
Yeah, we're gonna come. We'll bring them back in.
We'll
Yeah,
bring them back
so.
in. Look, we're going to continue with you for a little bit because I know we started here late. This is not just, and I have a whole prep document here, which is now useless. Not useless because we still did have yesterday. We had a major news network. A major news network try and intimidate the jury. And I know people saying, oh, if you really believe, well, I believe that because NBC said so. They just said, well, he wasn't really trying to take any pictures and he wasn't really trying to record.
Sure,
then
yeah.
why were you following the jury bus? And we broke that on air when we
Yeah.
found that it actually was a producer because initially the story was that someone who claimed they were with NBC. This was big because this was going to be a moment. And I want you to remember where you were, and I want you. And they're afraid. The left is afraid. They're saying, "Well, if we let Kyle Rittenhouse free, this might embolden people." That's. I guess that's true. If you shoot one wife strangling rapist hitting you in the head with a skateboard, it's a slippery rapist shooting slope.
You made a statement the other day. I want the criminals to be more afraid of us than we are of them.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
simplifying what you said, but that is exactly what this verdict says, and it would have been the exact opposite otherwise.
Otherwise,
you can't do a thing. They can do whatever they want.
And you know what? Today, right now, outside of that courthouse, where, by the way, and we have, I don't know what clips we have, but you can find these all online. People have been arrested. There have been people who've committed assault. There have been people who've been body slammed outside of that courthouse. There have been people who've said that Kyle Rittenhouse should not have made it to trial, if they would have killed him. There have been people trying to dox the jury. This has been going on for a while. And this was an attempt to say, if you think you have your Second Amendment right, and we can't beat it in the courts through the process, right? Faith in our institutions, that's what they're all about.
Yeah.
We're going to make you so afraid to use it that it's all but insignificant, all but inconsequential at this point. And for you to, they were saying, people might get emboldened. You know what? Let me flip it the other way. You think the people who are prepared to riot and burn stuff down outside of Kenosha, not only now, maybe give it second thought, but also, not because of Kyle Rittenhouse, but because they realize a jury of their peers said, no, enough. You don't get to burn shit down consequence-free and then crucify a kid for doing the job that you guys don't want the cops to do anyway. Look, the jury is basically saying this, hey, we don't know what to do at this point, right? You don't want us to have our Second Amendment rights, and then you say, call the cops, and then we want to call the cops. You want to defund the cops. So a lot of us didn't feel like we had the cops that night. A lot of us didn't have firearms. We had people like Kyle Rittenhouse. And I've never shied away from this, and I've seen people on the right going, oh, he's an asshole, he shouldn't have been there, making a mistake, but you know what, still he's self-defense. No, he's not an asshole. He did nothing wrong. He had every right to be there. And he was doing something that I think a lot of people have thought about. Not going out and hunting, but protecting what is rightfully yours. Is there any more basic human right? When we talk about human rights, here's what you need to understand. Human rights, they're not civil rights. Human rights come from natural rights, which means they're birthrights, which means they're given to you by God and the Constitution, and our government only exists to ensure that, ironically, they themselves cannot infringe upon those rights. Is there any more basic, God-given right